there was a night in the physical where I live in downtown Long Beach. There's a sketchy kind of person by my car, and I could see him. And I had a moment where I emitted energy out, and it was right before bed. And when I went to sleep, I don't really have scary dreams, but I had a dream that someone exactly like him was chasing me. So was there something that I wasn't doing, or was I connecting too much?
That is, in a way, in some cases, is kind of unavoidable. What I would say you should have done would be cleanse your energy immediately after you emitted. So you emitted, you kind of sense that consciousness. You sense because you saw, and then you emit your energy. When you emit energy, you increase the connection, which is not necessarily negative. If we are to help somebody, or if you are to say someone is here, connected to my bedroom. I do not want that. My bedroom is my bedroom. Point, period. This is my sacred place where I'm going to spend some hours unconscious, and hopefully some conscious in a lot of bad experience, but I'm going to be unconscious at some point. So I want this place to be cleansed. When we emit energies, we are touching those areas. What we do afterwards, velo. So the moment that you emitted, you should have come back and done a very strong velo to make sure you had no longer any connection with that. You cleanse completely. But what you were saying, it's not uncommon. It's nothing that we will say will never happen to us. Yes, it happened to me and will happen to us in different times. Sometimes even in an out-of-body experience, you may encounter a certain consciousness, you try to help, or you try to dialogue, or you don't even encounter, they were just there, and you called their attention, and they put a lot of, their eyes on you in a way. And when you come back to your body, you may be still feeling some like residue of that energy. It may make you feel a little bit strange or down or tired or distressed. Velo, in that moment, velo. It's very common that in situations like this, we have to work to completely cut the connection. I wouldn't say you did anything wrong. The only thing here that I would ask is, why did you feel you had to do that? Because the consciousness was attached to your car, was connected to that, or was just there? You see the difference? Because if the consciousness is connected to your car, if there is some energetic element in your car that is allowing that consciousness to stay close, then you do not want that. You have to work. You have to take that out of there, because you do not want to be driving your car and have energy of others, and much less of some type of non-physical presence that you do not know what is their point, what are they doing there, they shouldn't be there. So yes, then there's no way. You have to pull up the sleeves, use your energies, and do whatever it takes. If it takes a whole night of energy work, be it. That can prevent lots of trouble with the car, with you there, you see? But if the consciousness was just there in the street, not connected to your car, you just saw it because it was there close to the car, but not connected to the car, then I think we have to analyze, what should I do now? Am I going to try and remove this consciousness from here? If it's just in the street, why would I do that? Are they in need of help? Did I have an intuition to help, or I acted automatically?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the answer to any of these points?
He was just hanging out next to my car, like he had his hand on my truck, and I was just like, okay, and I was about to go to bed, just sort of like a force field kind of thing, like
yes. You admit that.
But I didn't do the velo, and that's a great point to cleanse it right before.
Cleanse it, yes. Afterwards, you should have done that. And the other thing, of course, the guy's there, as if the card's his. It's right. Too much at home. That's what you felt like. Who is this person there? Too much at home in a space that is mine. You did right. You had to do that. You had to cleanse it. And I would go further. I would say you go next time you get there by your truck, you emit energy. You can even touch the truck and put energy as if you would make all of the different molecules there, full of your energy in the car, so that you have less and less possibility of any consciousness connecting to it. But I have even further questions that you won't have the answer probably, but it's just to bring this to our mind to see possibilities and think. Because was that the only one? Or this guy that was there, does he sometimes come close to me while I am sleeping? Why was he there? Because sometimes there's a connection of that consciousness with you. Sometimes it's with the car. Sometimes it's with the house. Sometimes it's with the street. It's very valuable when you can detect that. There is no way to detect if we don't even have those questions in our minds. Sometimes we try and discover and we do not know. And you are not going to be checking as if you were like an investigator, right? Like, oh, is this person here connected to me? No, you are not going to do that. But if you are aware of all of these possibilities, just by knowing it in your mind, you kind of pick that information. And I say this
Why would
because
that be?
say again. Say again.
Why was it valuable to know where their connection lies?
Because then you will know if that is creating more influence on your energetic environment and energetic field than you are supposing it is. So, you see, are there certain states of mind, certain moods that I enter once in a while that could be generated by that presence? So, in which way? Why? Lucidity of the non-physical reality implies all of this. And when we are outside the body, we are seeing that. But sometimes, even when we are not outside the body, we can sense it, we can recognize it, we can do something about it. So aspects for us to start evaluating and working with energy. The more value we do, the more we have the answers to those things. For one reason, that is very precise reason. It makes sense. The idea is, if you know your own energy at a point that you have no influence, so you do your value, you create almost like a barrier to influences, and you remove with value intoxications, energetic intoxications or contaminations, you become more and more familiar with your energy at your best and at the original condition of your energy. Then, when you see someone else or you go to a different place, you'll be able to distinguish by difference, by comparison, what is there close to you. So you say, now, I'm having these thoughts so confusing, or why am I thinking something so awful about that person? I do not want to be thinking something like this. In that moment, you will be able to recognize some thought in your mind is not yours, because you are super familiar with your energy in a cleansed condition, in a balanced, with no contamination. But if we are, with our energy always contaminated and with some residue of energy from other people around, how can we distinguish when it is the case of somebody else being close to us? So that is why value, the more we do, the more value makes us lucid of these interferences that we have. And we want, of course, if possible, right, all of us, me included, to have close to us only the presence of balanced beings, ethical beings, cosmoethical, with more spiritual knowledge, more respect to people. But it's not always what we have close by.